Okay guys, it's Johnny here again from youronlinetransformation.com, and today's video topic is regarding alcohol. Now I'm going to cover sort of better options when it comes to drinking booze. Then I'm going to go over some strategies which you can sort of implement before your night out, on the day of your night out, and the day after your night out, possibly if you are a little bit hungover. Now, we never sort of remove alcohol from any of our online programs. The reason being is that we want our clients' diets to be sustainable. We want them to be enjoyable, and we understand that a lot of our clients, particularly busy sort of professionals, it's a big part of their life. Alcohol, socially, they have to take clients out, or they have to take their family out at weekend, and removing alcohol from the diet completely isn't really necessary, because you can still get amazing results while enjoying alcohol. Now, I'm not for 1 minute suggesting that you can drink 3, 4, or 5 times a week and see really good fat loss results, because you can't. Unless you're sort of young and very active, the chances are that you're only going to get away with a night out once a week, maybe sort of once a fortnight, depending on your goals, your age, your training history, etc. So I'm not for 1 minute suggesting that you can just do what you want when it comes to alcohol intake, because you do have to monitor it. Calories are calories, and alcohol certainly adds to that total calorie intake. So first things first, the best options when it comes to drinking alcohol. Now, in my experience, you're going to consume less calories if you are able to go for things like spirits, so like vodka, gin, rum. These drinks are all quite low in calories, and then if you mix them with, say, a low calorie mixer, like a Diet Pepsi, a Diet Coke, Diet Lemonade, or things like soda water and fresh lime, then you're going to keep your calories to a minimum. It's when you start going with things, the mixers that are quite high sugar, like orange juice, and full fat Coke, and then when you get onto the cocktails and things like that, the more sugary they are, obviously the more calorific they're going to be. So I'd always first port of call, if possible, go for like your gin and slimline tonics, your vodka Diet Cokes, your vodka lime and soda, soda water, rum and Diet Coke, things like that. You just obviously have to monitor this and be very, very cautious, because the drinks that I've just mentioned are quite strong. Other options when it comes to drinks, wine isn't too bad of an option. The drier you go with the wine, the less calorific it's going to be. So try and stay away from like the sweet wines and things like that. But dry white wine doesn't come in too bad when it comes to calories. But again, the devil is always in the dosage, and it really depends on how much of it that you are drinking. Things when it comes to guys drinking, I would say there's a lot of good sort of lighter beers out there now. I know that Coors do a good Coors Light bottle, and they do a good pint. Same with Budweiser, they do Bud Light. And I think Corona have just brought one out now. So you probably get, with the Coronas, the Buds, the Coors, you're probably looking at per bottle 110 calories. And then if you're looking at normal regular pints of lager and bitters and Guinness and things like that, these are things that I would keep to a minimum, because you're looking at sort of 170, 180 calories up towards sort of 250. So pints of sort of regular lager, they can really mount up your calories. And of course, if you're, say your daily calorie intake's 2,000, and you go out and have 10 pints on a set of afternoon, I know I've done that before, quite a while back, you can see how people gain weight from drinking these extra calories, because of these extra calories are making up people's total calories, but they're also going on top of the food that they are consuming as well. So it's easy to realise why people who drink quite a lot really, really struggle with weight loss. So I'd say lighter spirits with diet mixers, drier sort of white wines, possibly red wine. Some red wines out there aren't too bad calorie-wise. Try and stay away from the sweet stuff. Try and stay away from lots of like sugary cocktails, ciders, and sort of like the darker beers, like the real ales, the lagers, they all get quite calorific. But moving on to the next point, if you're quite smart about this and you know that you've got a night coming up on a Saturday, what you can do essentially is give yourself a bit of a calorie buffer to play with. So say your maintenance calories or your fat loss calories is 2,000. What you could do on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you could cut your calories down to 1,700. So you'd have like sort of an extra 900 calories to play with when it gets to the Saturday. Now, this isn't something that I'd recommend doing sort of every sort of weekend to get away with just having a few drinks, but it's something that I would use sporadically. Okay, so give you that sort of 900 calorie buffer. You can train on the day that you're going out for your drinks, and that will give you an extra deficit. And we always look at this as damage limitation. Okay, again, don't recommend boozing every weekend, but there's absolutely no reason why not that you can't enjoy a few drinks once a week, once a fortnight, and still get great results in terms of fat loss. Again, it all comes down to your consistency with your training, and it comes down to consistency with your nutrition. Okay, so always look at the bigger picture. Another key point to mention is obviously the day after your drinking session. Now, if you're like me, then when you're feeling sort of quite hungover the day after, the last thing that you want to do when you wake up a little bit hungover is go and eat a green salad or a healthy breakfast. But when you drink alcohol, your blood glucose levels become very, very low. That's why you sort of crave the sugar, you crave the carbohydrates, and you'll also get a bit of cravings for sort of fattier foods as well. The key thing to do the day after your drinking session is, first and foremost, get hydrated. Alcohol is a diuretic, so it's going to dehydrate you massively. So you're going to have to really bump up your water intake and a little bit more. What I would also do with that, because you're in a dehydrated state and you've lost a lot of electrolytes, is you can get pink Himalayan sea salt, sprinkle that into your filtered water and down it. That will restore electrolyte balance. It'll get everything moving properly. It will balance your pH levels, and it'll get you sort of recovering a little bit quicker as well. Now, obviously highly stressful on the liver, the alcohol is, so to help the liver out, I would then squeeze the juice of a full lemon or a full lime, and you can mix that in with the salty water as well. It's literally just a pinch of Himalayan pink sea salt, fresh lime or fresh lemon, and again, room temperature water. That's going to aid your digestion. It's going to kickstart your liver. Your liver is a very, very important detoxification organ, and the stronger your liver is, the better it's working, the easier time you're going to have with fat loss. So that's why when people come to me and they're sort of drinking 4 or 5 times a week, I've just got to be honest with them and tell them that unless that sort of frequency comes down, then fat loss isn't really going to happen. Even if I had them training sort of 5-6 days a week, you can't really out-train that frequency of drinking just because it's so crap for your liver and your overall general health. So in terms of back to the hangover, so you've had your room temperature water, you've had your Himalayan pink sea salt, and you've had the juice of a fresh lemon or lime. First protocol then is go high protein with your first meal of the day. That's going to minimize the amount of sort of sugar cravings that you get out throughout the day. This happened to me the other week. I messed up and I was hungover. The first thing I had in the morning, I had some cereal and milk. I couldn't stop eating carbohydrates all day because my sugars were up, plummeted. The best thing to do is high protein and get some fat in there as well as some fibre. So protein choices, I'd always go for some lean bacon, some lean sausages, some eggs, or if I didn't fancy meat, I would go for some smoked salmon and put them with some eggs or an omelette. So you get your protein and fat, and then just to sort of jazz it up a little bit, you could throw some fresh chili in there, get the metabolism going. And for your fibre, always try and get some greens in there. So get peppers, spinach and things like that. What that will do then, it will stabilise your blood sugars and it won't send you into a crash. So hopefully, as the day progresses. Not only will your hangover get a little bit better, but your desire to eat crappier foods will be diminished somewhat, and you'll give yourself a much better chance. Because what used to happen with me, I used to go out drinking on a Saturday night, I used to be hungover Sunday, used to eat rubbish all day Sunday, get up Monday, still feel sluggish, start again with the wrong food, carbohydrates, and it would go on, and you'd end up with like a 3-day period after your night out where you've completely undone all the hard work that you've done for the previous 2 weeks, and that doesn't have to happen. So I hope that helps, guys. Just to recap, for better options for drinking, go for like the lighter spirits with diet mixers, soda waters, slimline tonics, or for guys, go for like the Coors Light, the Bud Light, the Corona Light. If you like drinking wine, the drier white wines are a better option. Try and stay away from the sweeter wines, the ciders, etc., and the sugary cocktails. That doesn't mean you have to completely eradicate them. I just wouldn't drink them all night. Create that calorie deficit 3 to 4 days prior to your night out, so you've got a bit of a buffer. Always make sure that you exercise on the day that you are going out, to again further the sort of buffer of calories that you get to play with. And the day after, make sure it's rehydration, make sure it's high protein breakfast with some fat and fibre, and that should leave you feeling not too bad, and hopefully you can get back on track the following day. So I hope this video has helped, guys. If you want to share it, please feel free, and I'll speak to you soon.